The wicked mother-in-law. It was the silence that terrified me the most. In that house, you could hear the air like it was holding its breath. I never believed in evil spirits, but after what happened, I'm not so sure anymore. My name is Alice, and I married Kenneth 2 years ago. His mother, Madame Vivian, was a woman I had heard many things about. Some said she was sweet and caring, others said she was cold and strict. But I never expected her to be evil. Kenneth and I lived in the city, but one weekend he asked me to visit his family in the village. He said it would be a good chance to spend time with his mother, and I agreed, not thinking much of it. What happened there, though, changed everything. We arrived at Madame Vivian's house late in the evening, the sun already setting. The house was big but old. The walls were cracked, and the air felt heavy, as though the house itself was holding something dark inside. Madame Vivian greeted us with a forced smile, her eyes cold, like she was sizing me up. She was tall, with a sharp face that never seemed to show any emotion, except for that smile. Kenneth didn't seem to notice anything strange about her, but I felt uneasy. That night, after dinner, Madame Vivian asked me to help her in the kitchen. I thought nothing of it and followed her. As we walked, she started to talk. Her voice was low and steady. "You know, Alice," she said, "Kenneth is a good boy, but you must know how to keep him. A man is like a tree, if you don't water it, it will wither." I nodded, thinking she was just giving me advice. But there was something in her eyes that made my skin crawl. I tried to shake it off, but the feeling didn't go away. That night, as I lay in bed, I heard strange noises coming from the hallway. At first, I thought it was the house settling. But then I heard footsteps, slow, heavy ones, walking past my room. I got up to check, but there was no one there. I told Kenneth about it the next morning, but he just laughed it off. "It's just the house," he said. "You're probably hearing things." But things got worse after that. Every day, Madame Vivian would do little things to make me feel uncomfortable. She would watch me cook, her eyes never leaving my every move. Sometimes, I would find my shoes moved from where I left them, or the pots on the stove would be rearranged when I wasn't looking. One evening, I decided to go for a walk. I needed some fresh air to clear my head. As I walked near the edge of the forest behind the house, I heard a faint sound.